Right. Everyone, please say 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, once again, I wish everyone a very spiritual evening. So, dear Dhamma friends, for the newcomers, when we say sadhu at the beginning, it means that you welcome. It is the in Asian tradition, that is the way. So when there is a spiritual practice at the beginning, they say sadhu 3 times. So when it goes to Middle Asia, it differs. Like in Vietnamese, you say Lan Thai, or like that. There are cultural language differences, but mostly they do this at the beginning of a spiritual practice. That's what we did. And then after that, at the middle or at the end, if we do that, that means we appreciate and we say thank you. Be happy, right? So that's what we did. And on the 16th of September 2, we don't let this day go just away. We dedicate this day for our practice to move forward at least a bit. So now Vipassana meditators, they only have 1.5 months remaining. This month and next month. After next month, you will be in all the meditators, regardless of the meditation practice that you do, you will be instructed to practice loving kindness meditation. The new meditators, they are practicing breathing meditation, and they are asked to continue the very same practice today too. Vipassana meditators, they will continue to practice Vipassana. So after next month, you will be taught loving kindness meditation. Whatever the meditation that you practice, do it diligently. That's what the thing which matters the most. Because when you practice, first of all, you are the one who will get benefit. So in this world, all the beings love themselves first. They might say, I love you to all the other people, but they love them first. So the people, when we love anyone, we wish the welfare. So we wish our own welfare too. So to have our own welfare, this helps. So very ardently, please practice. Right? So before we start, I would like to remind the newcomers, if there is any newcomer, once again, the breathing meditation technique. Then after that, so there will be a small description. And after that, we will start the silent meditation. So if you are a newcomer or a practitioner who started breathing meditation, so they are asked to observe the breath. Breathing meditation, when the breath is coming in, be fully aware. When the breath is going out, be fully aware. And don't intentionally breathe in or breathe out. Let it happen very naturally. Let the natural nature play its part. Your job is just to observe the breath as it is. So let it come, be aware. Let it go, be aware. If it is long, if it is short, if it is gross, if it is soft, and whether it comes through your right nostril or left nostril, be fully aware. And keep on observing the breath continuously. And newcomers, sometimes you might feel the pain of the legs. So you can move the legs, but um, but you are asked to maintain the eyes closed throughout the meditation time. So slowly you can move your legs, but maintain the eyes closed. Don't open them. So that you can pay your attention towards yourself, right? It helps you to concentrate, right? We close our eyes because we want to distract the outside distractions. That's why we do that. So keep the eyes closed all the time, right? So with that, that is for breathe meditators who began breathing meditation. So for Vipassana meditators, now you are moving forward. Now you are moving forward, and you are gradually opening to the truths of the nature, truths about you, and then truths about the others. So whenever you realize the truths about yourself, you realize, oh, this truth. It is not only pertaining to me. This truth is in other people too, right? So one thing that you realize is whenever you see something, so with eyes you do reactions, right? So whenever forms come to you, you realize, so it has a big process. Now mind is calm, mind is patient, and then now you understand about the impermanence. You realize that seeing, hearing, and so touching, tasting, smelling, all those things have not one unitary process. It is a combination of multiple things. You realize, at the same time you realize, sometimes you might have started to realize that the form is just one thing, but all the other things, they are related to the mind. So there are forms, right? Let's say you meet a friend. Whenever you see that friend, so first of all, you see that form. Then at once, we don't realize that's a friend or not. That's either a friend or not a friend. First of all, you realize that you saw something. It is called as the sensation. So you saw something, and then after that, what happens? So it happens. That sensation feels to the eye. Right? Then after that, what happens? It brings a signal to the mind. That's a different process. And then after that, you start to think, what's this? Who is this? And details. And then you realize that's your friend. Let's say we see Miss Grace. We understand, oh, Miss Grace. Let's say we see Mrs. Diane. We see, oh, Mrs. Diane. Right? Like that. Then, then after that, you realize, after that, your whole nature, the whole nature of the body changes according to the person. That is called as, that is the way how the vijnana, consciousness shapes according to the situation. I told these things, but now these things are becoming more and more convincing. And you have started to experience these things. You have started to notice these things. Anymore, these things are not theory. Now you have started to experience them with understanding. Maybe not in a very deep level, but in to a certain content, you might have started to experience this. So when you hear the sounds, you might have realized the same. Whenever you hear a sound at once, let's say a song of Ed Sheeran plays. You don't realize at once that song or Ed Sheeran's voice, right? So the signals, whenever you hear the sound, the signals goes in, I heard a sound. Then after that, so sensation happens, signal goes in, and then you start to create thoughts around that. Oh, what is that voice? This is this song, and these are the meanings of the words. And whose is this voice? This happens, and according to that, so then you start to like or dislike, and according to that, the consciousness shapes, right? Then how about the touches? Same thing happens. How about the smells? Same thing happens. How about the taste? Same thing happens. Now you have started to realize that. And at the same time, you realize all these things during these processes, they are changing. The form is changing. Let's say, see, as Vipassana meditators, might have started to realize that while I'm seeing, right, while the process of seeing happens, the form is changing, right? And the signals, they change. Sensations, they also change. And then after that, the thoughts, they also change. Consciousness, it also changes continuously. So when we say I, the combination of these 5 things we call the I. But actually, there is no any eternal I. So the combination of these 5 things is the being. We realize that. And this being is continuously changing. But it's very hard when since for a long time we have developed the attachment and the notion called I. It's not easy to convince. You have to see. So you can't do it just by listening to the Dhamma teachings about impermanence. Only by intellectual thinking you can't do that. So you have to realize impermanence by your own experience. By your own experience. So practice and try to convince again and again and again the truth about everything. That is for Vipassana meditators. So, so this form is changing, and the sensations related to the form, that's a separate field. And sensations are changing, and the signals that I felt the sensation, they are changing. And after that, the thought process which arose because of the signal, they are changing. And consciousness, it is also changing. This is I. This is the being. And this being is continuously changing. Since we don't realize that, since we don't understand this reality, what we do is we think there is an I. So we develop attachment towards each and everything. And so we say, this is I. And so nobody should scold me, right? We think that everybody praise me. But you are who you are. The other people, according to their own positivities and negativities, they do certain things. When they do certain things, you perceive them as my things. They are doing this to me. They are doing this to I. And you think I am perfect. And then you develop strong anger towards the others, right? And various kinds of other negativities towards the other people. But when you realize this nature, that misunderstanding goes away. So whatever it happens outside, you develop a mindset which is unshakable. Whatever it happens, you stay unshaken. Very peaceful, very calm, because you understand whatever it happens outside and inside, they are in a constant process of changing. Let it be Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Jew, or atheist, agnostic. This is the nature. Then you gradually start to develop deep peace, not the peace that you have right now. Deep peace, little by little, little by little, little by little. So practice very, very ardently. So today too, we are going to start the silent meditation right now. Please practice like that. Observe the sensations. So last week we started observing the sensation from bottom to top. Earlier we were observing sensations from top to bottom. Now we started observing sensations bottom to top. So part by part, page by page, all students, please keep on observing the sensation, right? Whatever the sensations that you come across, understand they are impermanent, changing. With that understanding, now everyone, please get ready. Sit comfortably. Please keep your back straight, neck straight, and head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm and close your eyes. First of all, let me pay our respect and gratitude to the Buddha. Then after that, we will start the silent meditation. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itimeso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho viññācarana sampanno sugato lokamido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manussanang buddho bhagavati Swakato bhagavata dhammo Zangditiko akaliko Ehi pasiko opanaiko Pachatang veditammo Vinyuhiti Supanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ojo patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samici patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang chattari purisa yugani Atte purisa puggala Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo Nakineyo anjali karaniyo Anutterang punyakhetang lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now with a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, balanced and very equanimous mind, very patient mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. It doesn't matter if you are practicing breathing meditation or vipassana. Give you everything and work ardently, persistently, with a lot of courage. May your meditation be very, very successful. Very, very successful. Please start silent meditation right now. Now, please keep the eyes closed, but new meditators, if you want, you can change your posture. We are going to practice loving kindness meditation in brief. Loving kindness meditation in brief. Let's spread loving kindness towards yourself first. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Please spread loving kindness towards yourself first. Now let's spread loving kindness towards your parents, towards your teachers, towards your relatives and friends. Me, my dear mom, me, my dear dad, me, my dear teachers, relatives and friends. Be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread loving kindness towards those people. Now let's spread our loving kindness towards the neutral people. The people who are not our enemies, at the same time who are not our friends. The people, the majority, who are neutral and who are in the middle. May all the neutral people be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Spread loving kindness towards the neutral people. Now let's think about our enemies and let's spread our loving kindness to them. Before that, for the mistakes that they have done, please forgive. For the mistakes that you did towards them, please ask forgiveness mentally. And now let's share our loving kindness. May my enemies also be well. May my enemies also be happy. May my enemies also be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Spread loving kindness towards the enemies. Now let's spread our loving kindness towards all the beings, human beings, animals, various kinds of animals, birds, reptiles, fish. There are so many differences in the animal world. We think of each and every being, from the tiniest to the biggest, from the weakest to the most powerful. Let them be visible or invisible. We spread our loving kindness towards them. We share our loving kindness with them equally. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. Very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings, all the beings. Now slowly and comfortably, please open your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let that breath go. Take another deep breath. Let that breath go. Calm down. And now please join your palms together and please say it 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So today is your day. For consecutively 8 weeks, I kept on teaching. And today is the question and answer day. So after every teaching session, all the students are given the opportunity to ask questions. So this is the time to ask questions. Don't keep them hidden. Don't keep them hidden. Sometimes there may be other meditators who have the same question, but who couldn't say, who don't have the energy to say. So don't keep it inside. This is the time to share it and ask any question. So, but very important, we are not going to talk about various kinds of philosophical entertainment stuff. We directly talk about the meditation, right? So, so please ask questions related to the meditation technique, right? So, online and offline, so in person, all the meditators are given the opportunity. So, let's start. Miss Grace.
For example, if we feel the numb from the leg, right, and we know it's arise, it's stay, and then it's gone. We know that, but I don't know, different people. It lasts so long, and then
you think, oh, this is a sensation.
It's like it's stuck right there, and it's like it's occupied other things, so I cannot, concentrate because I have to move. So I break the concentration.
All right. At such times, please understand it's a very good point. That means it's a very good point in your meditation. So it helps. So it helps you. It is an occasion which can measure your your understanding about impermanence, and at the same time your patience, right? So at such times, so what you need to do is you should try. So whenever you have to observe the sensation, please observe. The other times, let it go. So try when you observe the other part, try your best not to focus on that, but to focus on this. If you could focus on this, and without considering about this sensation, with this strong sensation, that's a great victory, big victory. So yeah, it measures your balance of mind, right? It's a very good occasion to boost your balance of mind, right? Whatever is sensation, big or small, strong or weak, they have the same characteristic. They pass away. Even though let's say this whole area is down, but we have to understand the reality. Even though we give the word now, so in certain areas we don't have this sensation. In certain areas we have the sensation, but mentally we think this whole area has the numbness.
How about the body nature, like physical? I say the flow of blood, the pressure is obstructed, and it's may cause it obstruct the flow of the blood, like, and then it make the parts like weaker, and physical weaker. It's not release, the mind become calm because painful and physical painful is obstruct, difficult to the mind concentration.
Actually, this has both, yes, there is that biological part too, but it's whenever there is a strong sensation, it's a very good opportunity to let your past sankharas go. There are so many past negativities that we do have, like impatience, and there are so many others. So when we bear it, so there is a mental benefit too. That means those past sankharas, past negativities, small, sometimes at the beginning you let go the small ones. So whenever you practice the balance of mind with the understanding of impermanence, what happens? Those past sankharas, they gradually go away. At the end of the session, you'll feel mind is so relaxed. So if you keep on complaining about the sensation, it won't happen. But if you keep on observing those sensations with the understanding of impermanence, surely they'll pass away. So numbness, it will also pass away if the So if the balance grows up, so if your balance of mind, if it goes up and up, so I also face same conditions in the past. So when the understanding about the impermanence goes up and up, so then what happens? So this sensation, the more you develop the balance, it passes away faster. Yeah. So that happens. So don't succumb. Don't succumb to big sensations, right?
Yeah.
So and don't be racist to any sensation. Give equality, treat with equality, and then understand. Let it be a sharpler sensation, let it be a strong sensation. They have the same characteristic. They constantly arise and pass away. They arise because of many reasons joining together. It has physical factor, it has mental factor. So all those reasons joining together, they arise. So when those reasons go away, they pass away. This is the reality. From bottom to top, top to bottom, this is the reality. Each and every moment this is happening, but still we are beginners, so you don't realize. But please start doing like that. Start practicing like that. Sahana?
Excuse me, Bhante, could you repeat the question? Because we in the temple can't hear. We can't hear the temple.
Concentrating from head and then now with the opposite. Which one should we follow more?
So there is, so we, so this is, we practice like that to break the shackle. So when we observe up from here to down, up top to bottom, we think these are the closer. So we think the mind is here, right? So we think, oh, these are the closer ones to the mind and these are far ones. Actually, the mind, so mind is everywhere, throughout the body. So it can feel everything, but our concept is like that. Our mentality is like that. We think the mind is here. Yes, the brain helps the mind, but mind is an energy. So it's the brain helps to maintain the mind, but it is not the mind. Mind is not, it doesn't have a form. So to break the shackles and to break the shackles, so we start observing bottom to top. So, but sensations are sensations. They are not different. They'll help you to develop in the practice and balance of mind. If you like, you can go top to bottom. You can come bottom to top. No difference. Same thing. Amma, how about you? How was the first day? Really nice. Do you have any question? Right. Before we go to Shanti, let me ask our online meditators, let me give a chance. So, right, Mr. Howard?
Yes, it's nice to see you. Good evening, Bhante. My question is, okay, can you hear me?
Wait for a moment. Right, Mr. Howard,
Yes.
do you have any question?
Yes, my question has to do with the neutral feelings.
Yes.
You know, I understand about we have negative and positive feelings in our bodies, in our perceptions, but when we're doing our scan, could you speak to neutral feelings and our experience with neutral feelings?
So, Mr. Howard,
Thank
this
you.
is the nature of mind. So whenever we start to observe comfortable feelings, then at such times you start reacting with craving. You want it, and you gain more. And then you feel uncomfortable once, then you start reacting with aversion. I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want it. When it comes to the neutral ones, what we do is, we always try to turn it to a good, comfortable one. So that's what happens. That's why people don't like to rest. They always want to do something. They don't like to stay at the nature or something like that. They just always want to do something. That's why they are always on their phone or iPad or stuff, right? So that YouTuber, this YouTuber stuff. So that's why when it comes to the neutral feeling, we try to always convert convert them into something comfortable. But we need to understand, wherever you run, you finally same result. They change, impermanent. And the other thing, when neutral feelings has the best power, and it is the most soothing one. But we don't understand that because we are used to the first two. So so we go with the habitual pattern. But we need to understand, let it be a comfortable feeling, uncomfortable feeling, neutral feeling, comfortable thought, uncomfortable thought, neutral thought. All those feelings and thoughts, they arise to pass away. Whatever they were, but it doesn't matter. So whatever it is bound to pass away. You can remember about the happiest moments in the past, gone. Saddest moment in the past, gone. So we thought they'll ever last. But what happened? They passed away. Quantity of sadness or happiness gradually change, and go. So this is the reality. And so through physical sensations too, that is the reality that we understand. Miss Grace told about the numbness. So since it stays for 15 minutes, we think it'll never last. But we understand when we mature gradually, sometimes it will stay 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So your mentality also affects to the length, how much time it stays. So finally you realize, oh, it also passes away. So if you have balance of mind, it doesn't stay for a long time. So somehow this is what happens to the neutral feeling, Mr. White. And this is how we have to deal with it. Mr. White, did you understand? Right. Right. Mrs. Diane. Right. Miss Diane, can you hear me? Right. Let me check.
Okay. Oh, Bhante,
Yes.
I have no questions, but when people in the temple ask a question, would you kindly repeat it so that we can
right.
know
Yes.
what they're saying? Thank you, sir.
Yes. Can you please read it? Right. Jaime, do you have any question? Jaime?
For some reason, the controls are acting up. I'm not able to mute myself, and I think maybe people can't either.
Right. Right. Jaime, wait for a moment. I think Jaime, can you hear me? All right. I think it is good if
Hi,
you can.
Bhante.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Hi,
Jaime.
Bhante. I could hear you. Thank you. No questions.
Oh, no questions. And Mr. Bhanu, right? And Jantarendi, do you have any question?
No, Bhante, no questions. But relaxing.
Miss Shanti.
Okay, so my question is, I'm a very beginner meditator. So my question might sound silly, but I'm
No,
not
no,
sure
no.
if I'm doing it
You
right.
should not think like that. Any question can be asked, and nobody should judge.
So so if I introspect on how I meditate, it always starts with breathing, observing the breathing. But slowly I start getting thoughts. Then I kind of push those thoughts away. Then after a point, I think I'm in a state where I don't have any thoughts, but the fact that I don't have any thought is also a thought, right? So at the end of the entire meditation, how I'm not able to measure how long was I in a state where I didn't have any thoughts. It feels good. I can say that for sure. But I'm in sort of like a thoughtless state. That feels good, but I'm also not sure if I'm doing it right.
Actually, since you are a beginner, so it's hard to stay away from thoughts. There are thoughts inside.
Yeah.
So you feel the breath, thoughts are going on too.
Yeah.
So, but we don't realize it because still we are not mature. So gradually you realize the actual thoughtless stage.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, even though you feel like that, there are thoughts. It's going on. It's there. So, so when in the real thoughtless stage, in the real calm state, there's so on the upper mind and the lower mind. That means conscious mind and subconscious mind, both no thoughts. So I taught it vitakka and vichara. So taking objectives and so running around it. So both those natures get suppressed at the first stage of higher concentration. You were there. So to reach that stage, it takes some time. So at least not up to that stage, the beginning level of that stage. It takes time. So for now, give your entire attention. And so just like you do a job, when you do a job, you give your entire attention, right? Just like that, when you observe the breath, give your entire strength, entire focus, and keep on observing. And let your whole mind to calm down, become peaceful, and let it develop enormous joy within. You can't have it. You can't possibly have it. It'll dawn. It'll dawn within. For now, give your entire strength and keep on observing. Right? Valdiana?
The question is, when we are doing meditation, we may be feeling peaceful, but when we go to real world, get agitated and still up our emotions and
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's what I told in the last week too. You should not restrict the meditation to this 30 minutes or at home 15-20 minutes that you practice meditation. You have to, then it's not successful. So even during the Buddha's time, those enlightened Bhantes or the Buddha or anybody who became enlightened while being just like you, they did jobs. So Anathapindika was a very busy person. He was a banker. He was an international businessman. So he had business in Iran. He had business in Arunachal Pradesh, so many areas. But still, he was busy. What they did. So they applied the concentration or the understanding that they got into day-to-day life. So they lived with mindfulness. They they saw the very natures that they saw within in the outside world. So they practiced mindfulness and they applied the very understandings to the general world. That's how so they maintain their practice, right? So sitting meditation practice is the starting point, but it is not the ending point. The real point is when you apply it in the day-to-day life. Got it, Balajan? Yeah. Very nice to see you back. Yes.
So as I was doing the practice and going from top to bottom,
Have you ever practiced Vipassana earlier?
I have done a 10-day course.
Oh, right. Very nice.
But I haven't continued the practice properly.
Yes.
So what I've noticed is if you just go from top to bottom, the mind will just jump like a monkey back and forth, either in the past or in the future. And it doesn't like to be in the present. So as I basically gave up on that and I just started focusing on a narrow area, which is just the nostril part of it. That helped to strengthen the focus. So is that something that you advise as in if at least for beginners or like me who have maybe not done it in a certain time, that if you want to bring the focus back, reduce the size of body part on which you focus?
Yeah, that's fine for an experienced meditator, but by that way you can't develop the balance of mind to a depth level. So better to so for some time, Mr. Gautam, right?
No,
Willow, yes. Willow, so Mr. Willow, so so sometime it will help. But so for a long run, you need to have the scanning from top to bottom, because there are so many sensations that you have to come across and work with.
Right.
So therefore, better for some time you can do that, and later on you can scan the whole body.
Sure.
Yeah. Then you can do it for 2-3 weeks and develop some concentration and start with top to bottom and bottom to top.
Right.
Yes.
Today it was just going in the past or present, past or future, sorry. And I was not able to
Yeah, that's why we need the breathing meditation first.
Right.
So before you start practicing Vipassana too, please observe at least 5-10 minutes breathing, your breathing.
Sure.
And then after that, please observe that particular area that you like.
Okay.
And then after 2-3 weeks, then start observing top to bottom, bottom to top.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Very nice. You began again. Yes.
Thank you.
Sanjana, how about you?
Yeah, okay, my question is, so I'm also a beginner, so this is my 4th or 5th day. So there are days when I'm able to concentrate and also sit in one place for a longer period of time, and there are days like today I couldn't manage even for 5 minutes. So what I noticed, the difference is what has happened before I come to the meditation. So I have a toddler, so I'm like, if I'm in a hurry, trying to get things done before I come to, I'm always trying to do stuff, finish off stuff and then come running without giving any gap or without taking a breather and come here. Those thoughts carry till the meditation. And if there are days where I'm already what do you say? I've given some time, I've done all my work, and then come, or if there were, for example, today was a tiring day for me. I've been up for a very long time and I've been doing some of the other work. So that's why it was difficult. So my question comes, is there a ritual, or if the day has been busy like this, do you have something or do you suggest something we do before we come to the meditation so that we prepare ourselves in a more calmer way? So we are more calm and we are able to start or get more benefit of
Oh, right. So you can do this. So whenever you get into the car, start observing the touch of the breath at the end of your nostrils. So this is the nostril, and here in this small triangle area, the breath touches, right? So if you can feel it, so start observing the touch of the breath. So before you come here, so keep on whatever you do, even though you look around and so you do stuff, keep on being aware about this too. Then it can connect you. So there's a name for that, sati nimitta, the sign of mindfulness. So it can connect you. It can connect you with the present. So one of our meditators, some of you might know, he couldn't concentrate in the class several weeks ago. So he couldn't concentrate in the class, and he asked what to do. And I taught him. Now he can study very well. He said he stay awake now. Now he is not sleeping at the class. So it connects you with the present. It connects you with the present. So when you practice meditation, be aware about the touch of the breath. Touch of the breath. So when it comes and touches, be fully aware, right? So by that way you can connect and you can stay awake, and it can prepare you for the meditation. Not only meditation, in your day-to-day life too, if you can do this. So most of those so many thoughts, that means you always connect with the past. So you do multiple jobs at home. You keep, whenever you do those jobs, you keep those memories, you pile up those inside you. So that's why you feel so tired. Sometimes the body becomes tired too. But mainly the mental part is the one which makes us more tired. If the physical tiredness is 10%, mental tiredness goes 90%. So when you have something like that, so you can save your energy, and at the same time, you will be able to do things well. And not only that, so whenever you finish things, you can cut down those moments with the next task. So you start refreshing with mentally and not physically. Body feels tired, but mentally you will be fresh. Yes. So you can do that and try and tell me in the next week. Sure. Yes. Maybe Sanjana. Yeah, Tai. How about you? Good. Do you have any question? Right. Okay, this is the ending part. So if there is any question at the end of the session, you can ask. If not, please come 10-15 minutes early. I will do my best to help you. The greatest happiness is seeing you developing in the practice and continuing the practice. Whenever you benefit, that is the greatest gift that you can give to a teacher. Nothing else. So you might donate monetarily and staff. Sometimes you bring staff to offer. So those are offerings too. But the greatest offering is your development. When you develop in the path, that's the greatest gift that you give to a teacher. Right? Please give that and make sure you meditate everything. Right. Now let's finish. Everyone, please think together, all of us go together and practice this noble non-sectarian meditation. It doesn't matter whether you join online or offline, in person. All of us meditated together. And by that we accumulated a lot of positive energy. This is the time to share. We sincerely think of all the people who are sick in the world. May they gain this positive energy. May they feel well. May they be healthy again. May they be able to lead normal, comfortable lives again. May this positive energy be with all of us. May all our difficulties be away. May all the good things happen in our lives, practicing this noble path of Dhamma, this noble non-sectarian practice. May we be able to come out of all our negativities. May we be able to develop all kinds of positivities. And practicing so, may all of us attain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. With those thoughts, everyone, please join your palms together and please concentrate. Abhivadana silisse niccang vatta pacai chattaro dhamma vadanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti nibbacche ato nibbana sampatti iminati samijjato. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May you all be very, very peaceful. Very, very peaceful. Sukhi hotu. Sukhi hotu. Sukhi. Sadhu. 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 Right. Good night to everyone. Right. Good night, Mrs. Dan. Good night, Mr. Jaime. And Jayant Mami and Jayant and then Rajamami, good night. And Mr. Bhan, good night.